that we perform is always preceded with a bracha. We know by the Seder, we sit down to eat matzah, by the Seder, so we make a special bracha, achilas matzah. When we blow shofar on Rosh Hashanah, there's a bracha on the shofar that you make in the shofar. When we put on tefillin, you make a bracha on the tefillin. Every mitzvah in the Torah is a bracha. Being that tzedakah, giving charity, is one of the 613 mitzvahs, why is it that our sages did not institute, they didn't compose or masakin a bracha on mitzvah tzedakah? Commentaries offer a simple solution to the problem. One is that all the other mitzvahs differ, all the other mitzvahs that you make a bracha differ from tzedakah. Because that mitzvah, the other mitzvahs depends upon only the one that's performing it. Someone wants to perform, to fulfill the mitzvah till, he goes to ascribe the sefer, or wherever it is, he purchases a prepared film, and takes the film, starts to put them on his hand, and makes the bracha. The shofar, either he goes to where there's someone who can blow shofar, blows it, and he listens, or himself finds his own shofar, all of the same thing. Matzah also, you buy some matzah, it depends only upon the one who's performing the mitzvah solely, nobody else. By tzedakah, it depends, there has to be two people involved, the noisen and the makabel, the donor and the recipient. So being, and it has to depend upon the recipient as well, in order to complete, to fulfill the mitzvah. So you have to, it's not a certainty that the mitzvah will be performed, because even though you have someone who's in need, and he's seemingly, he's ready, he's willing to accept the help, but at the last moment, for some reason, he might decide not to accept it. So the donor will commence reciting your bracha, and then in the middle of the recipient will decide to take it. So it's a bracha in vain. Another is just, we say, because in Sidiman Shemais and those that before they go to do mitzvah, they have to prepare themselves. They want to go to mitzvah, they're going to say, put on the gargle. Meantime, the young man was in need, so the Shabbos game, they'll explain, need to help them immediately. So they decided that there shouldn't be any kind of bracha. When you go to the mitzvah itself. Arba midas b'neisin stuff. There's four types of, four characteristics of people giving stuff. There was, in a community, there was a Jew of means, a wealthy Yid, and but he had a reputation of being very stingy. He didn't have an open hand. He left this world, and whenever they would come to the house, he would turn them down, seemingly. The children came to the burial society of Kaddish, wanted to buy a plot. So they told the children the price that he wanted the plot. He said, my goodness, that's not it. He asked for a plot. He said, your case is altogether different. All the years that his father lived and was part of the community and didn't participate, he didn't give what he should give. He was approached here and there. So now we're going to, for all those years, we're going to make up to it. They were outraged. He wouldn't come forward, and then father had to be buried. So they had to go for a din Torah to the to the Rav of the community, which was in Barditcher, I think for Barditcher. This Barditcher, he heard the litigants both sides and who was involved, what had passed on, who they were trying to buy a class for. So he said, oh, he said, he instructed the Burial Society they shouldn't bargain with them, and they should give them a plot for whatever price the children want to give. Of course, they were beside themselves. Here they had the children in their hands, and the children had the means to come forward. And he let them out of their hands like this. They were outraged. But he said, so he followed whatever he told them to do. After the funeral, and he said, I'm also going to the funeral. Once the community heard that he himself was going to the funeral, that added to how large the turnout was. After the funeral, one of the members of the Burial Society took courage in his hands, and he approached the Barditcher and said, "Good, what's the shot? What's the meaning? Why he had the children in our hands, and they had the means? Why did you make us give away the plots for whatever they wanted to make you just and proper?" So I'll tell you that. It was the deceased, one that passed on. There were 4 times he came before me with litigants in favor. And he won all 4. So I'll tell you what the juries were about. Because a gentleman who at one time was rather somewhat successful, and he lost everything he had. The gentleman came to the deceased and told me to have an opportunity to make an investment. I need 10,000 ruble or pounds, he said, and I'm going to get, it's only sure player, I'll have a handsome return. He said, could you loan me, I need it for 6 months. Let me have 6 months, 10,000 pounds. I said, how could I let you have 10,000 pounds? He said, who's going to guarantee it? You don't have any assets. So he said, I'll tell you, he said, the person, the Almighty, will guarantee. Oh, he said, that's the best. He said, here, takes out his checkbook, and makes out a check. 6, 7 months later, it turned out well, just as he had anticipated, and he came to the deceased, and he wanted to repay the loan. He said, forget about it, the loan is repaid already. He said, what do you mean loan is repaid? So how do we pay the loan? He said, the loan is repaid already, forget about it. It was not a pride. He wasn't looking for charity. He was looking for a loan. So they came to me, came to the Chiro. So he told this kind of story. He said, you know, it was only a loan. And I told him, I paid back 10,000. He said, he refused to take it. He said he was repaid. He said, who repaid him? I never repaid him. So the deceased said, what do you have to say? He says, Gandhi. He said, the man was not a man of means. He had no collateral whatsoever. The only reason I gave it to him is because he said, I asked him, who's going to be, who will guarantee or who will guarantee it? He told me the Buddy Fund. He said, the Buddy Fund will paid me many, many times over. So don't pay off it. Another dictator he had, he said a jobber, a wine jobber, who made his livelihood from taking orders from retail merchants, retail wineries, wine stores, and take deposits. And then he would go to the winery, order wine, and deliver to all the retailers. He came the jobber came to Bardichu, came to town, and he had with him all the deposit money from all those that ordered. We were going to the next morning to go to the winery to pay and pick up the products. He went to sleep at night, and he woke up in the morning, and he's looking for his wallet and the money, and he can't put his phone pocket, another pocket, his pants, and taps on his doom. He's looking all over. He doesn't know what happened to the money. He doesn't have the money, and he fainted. From anguish, he fainted. They brought a doctor. The doctor revived him. Not long thereafter, he reminded himself about his tremendous loss. He replaced it. He fainted again, and this kept continuing. They would revive him. The scene repeated itself. Revived him. He fainted. The doctor said, and in the meantime, a big crowd gathered around the scene. It was a big, my goodness, man. The doctor said, there's no point. He said, this man, he won't last. Every time he revives him, then he realizes about his loss. He said, and from anguish, he said, he faints again. He said, it's going to cost him his life. There's no way to save him. Only if he comes to find his money. The deceased was one of those that was in the mob and saw what was going on. And after he revived him one time, he ran over. He said, he said, I found your money. Here it is. And he handed it to him. After that, he hadn't recovered completely. In the crowd also was the one who really found the money. A thief. His conscience bothered him, but he wasn't ready to part with that kind of money so quickly. So he went home, and he had a very restless night. Next morning he woke up, he said, I can't go on living like this. He said, I have to return the money to the one who shelled it out. He went to the deceased in his office, and he said, you didn't mention, what a noble deed, my goodness. He said, you saved the man's life, but it so happened that I'm the one that found it. I didn't he made some kind of excuse. I didn't get a chance to run over it, so here's back the money. He said, well, who are you? How do you come into the picture here all the other? What do you mean how to come into the picture? He says, well, this is the money I found. He wouldn't hear of it, he wouldn't take the money back. So he slept him for the entire to Barditcherov. He came to Barditcherov, and the thief said, Rebbe, he said, I found a man was about to pass away because he lost whatever money he had. He couldn't find it. He said, I found it. I didn't get any chance to give it to him. Meantime, this man interceded, and he took out from his pocket money. He said it was money was lost. I'm the one that really, I found it. He won't take the money from me. Please, he said, I want to. So he said, but you just said to the deceased, he said, what do you have to say? He says, he called Kamya Vashan in Israel. If you rescue one human being, he said, it's like you rescue a whole world. He said, he had an opportunity to get back the money to the mitzvah before I came along. He says, he lost that opportunity, and I seized it. He said, I wouldn't give up that money, that mitzvah for all the money in the world. There's two other stories about that virus. One of the Akash Lever, Brother Rabbi Zakish is sure, the legal Himmel of the mitzvah,